This video came a lot sooner than I thought it was going to be because it's basically confirmed at this point that the next season will be chapter 3. And you know what that means. We have to rank every season throughout the whole chapter from October 2019 all the way to November of 2022. Now keep in mind that this is a very subjective topic, so it's just going to be based on the amount of fun I had and what can I remember from it. Anyways, let's start off with the worst season this chapter.
But what the hell, boy?
You cannot tell me that this season was good because it really wasn't. And when I first played this, like as soon as the downtime ended, I hopped on, was planning to make a video that I never made. I genuinely thought in my head, is this the season that I'm gonna quit this game? And when I'm thinking that, you already know it's a bad season. They almost took out like every gun and replaced it with these things called primal weapons, and then they added these makeshifts too, in which they were super bad. And then around the first weeks, the primal shotgun was super busted. All you had to do was just spam it and then your opponent is dead. But luckily that got nerfed. But either way, it doesn't change the fact that this season was just bad. The only good thing I'd say about this season is just the storyline from the beginning. That cutscene storyline made me super interested in it. Also, the map was boring. The battle pass was boring. The loot pool was super bad and boring because it was just not good weapons, because you start off with almost a makeshift every match and you have to craft to get to pump and craft to get like a regular AR and stuff, and I don't want to do that, you know. I didn't like the crafting as well. It was just bad. The only good thing about the crafting I like is the bows. The bows were super fun. I really enjoyed them. I think they're a little bit busted because I feel like they were kind of easy to use and kind of easier than snipers, like going for a headshot. But either way, this season was just not it. The worst one of this chapter. Chapter 2 Season 3 is only slightly better than Chapter 2 Season 6, so let's talk about it. Alright, so the shotgun loot pool, it got messed up severely. They vaulted a pump, in which I'm not that much of a pump lover, but anytime they vault a pump, it's just not a good thing. Then they nerfed attack, body shot, and headshot, with the gold tag barely even hitting 120 to the head max. Then they brought out the charge shotgun, in which it's like the combat, like people didn't like it, but the thing with the combat is it got fixed and then made it viable. The thing with the charge shotgun is, I think even if it got like tweaked a bit, people still didn't like it. Just the whole mechanic of like slowing down the charge and stuff is something that I know a lot of people wouldn't like. Good thing that this season was one of the shorter ones, because if it went any longer, then I don't know how long I would have kept up. I know I played a lot of scare maps this season and that was pretty fun, but that's not BR we're talking. And then I just remember playing a little bit of tournaments with some of my boys, in which I'd say it was a little bit of a fun time. So Chapter 2 Season 3, you are the second worst season of this chapter. So this wasn't really initially part of the plan, but we're actually going to make a tie between Chapter 2 Season 7 and Chapter 2 Season 8. But these seasons have a way bigger gap than Chapter 2 Season 3. So let's go over them both. Chapter 2 Season 7 for the most part was pretty fun to me. I remember playing for hours on some days, and I actually live streamed a lot on my channel during that time. The battle pass wasn't too bad, but I kind of didn't like the fact that they advertised Tilted literally on the loading screen and never added it. And also the summer challenges that were revolved on the creative maps were just not it. I did not at all enjoy that, but the live event was one of the better ones, showing us that Dr. Sloan is actually the bad guy in the storyline. And the loot pool was pretty good, mainly because of the attack shotgun was in it, so you already know I love the loot pool with diversity of weapons that are viable. For Chapter 2 Season 8, the map was better because the orange spots throughout the whole map did a way better job than Season 6, because there was actually like mobility and shadow cubes and slipstreams, also much more loot and materials. The battle pass was also pretty good, and I love that this season wasn't too hard to grind out, but I did buy a lot of tiers, so I don't know if I could have a say in that. And how could I forget the most fun part of the season, the cube monsters you could fight along with the colossal sized caretaker you need to take down. I just love that. The loot pool for me was kind of a downgrade though, because the attack got vaulted, so that only leads to the pump dominating in the meta, and like I said, I like it when there's diversity. The funding was also a great way to look forward to the loot pool, although I think sometimes the community handled it pretty awful, because a lot of people, like for an example Mr. Fresh Asian, were just hated on because he just stated his opinion that the combat shotgun should return, and that's not a great way to go about it. Anyways though, thank you Chapter 2 Season 7 and Season 8 for being an alright ending to this chapter. Chapter 2 Season 5, much more nice things to say about this. The Christmas update was nice and I loved the sand layout of this map. The POIs were different as well, such as Colossal Coliseum, Hunter's Haven, and a big throwback bringing back most of Tilted mixed with Salty Springs, just great POIs. It also introduced bounties and AI characters to talk to, in which that was a very great addition. Also, I thoroughly remember having a fun time on one of the trio bragging rights tournaments with my boys and placing the best with them. I also remember going on a long win streak with my family and playing for hours straight together. Battle Pass was pretty good, the Mandalorian as a boss was pretty neat. The only negative I have with this season was that it went on for too long, from December up until March, and that really makes a lot of time period of the season kind of boring. They also vaulted the pump again, but the cool thing with this season was that they mixed it up a bit. So they brought back the charge shotgun, giving it a good buff, the tac shotgun also giving it a nice buff, the lever shotgun, and the dragon breath shotgun. Like, that's a ton of variety and different playstyles to choose from. They also did a ton of collabs that season, but a lot of people sometimes get tired of the collabs, in which I completely understand, but overall, Chapter 2 Season 5 was a pretty great season. Where it all started, Chapter 2 Season 1. Now, this season was barely better, but hear me out. Everything was so new to us, like we had swimming, fishing, boats, fresh new map, good Halloween update, amazing Christmas update, a good Valentine update in which the Love and War Search and Destroy was pretty interesting, and also bonus points because that's a season where I got to meet Fearless, the content creator we all knew and loved.
Hi.
I gotta go.
Hi.
Really? What's your name?
Hi.
Brian.
Take care, Brian.
Yeah, he actually
You said
yeah.
Brian or Ryan?
Brian, bro, everyone says that. Yeah, Brian.
Well, the way you said it, like Brian, like I said, I should.
Okay, fine, Brian, with a Y. Y.
Fearless, can you guess my name?
Wait, what do you mean with the Y? No, I said Ryan or Brian.
I say Brian is Brian with a Y.
What?
Super biased though, but anyways, I remember playing every day, late at night sometimes, and the major downside of the season was the length and lack of updates. Oh my god, like from October all the way to February, way too long. This season would have been so much better, but it is what it is, and I already get nostalgia from this season and it's just too powerful. And one more note, the skins we got were a whole new era. We started to get amazing new cosmetics. At the time I kinda didn't like this season, but looking back, we actually had some things that I didn't appreciate enough. Thank you Chapter 2 Season 1 for overall being a good stop to a new journey. A lot of people either love or hate this season, and here's my view on it. It's Chapter 2 Season 4. This map was phenomenal. Stark Industries gave me this Tilted Towers vibe, being the hot job of the map, but the only issue I had was I thought there was way too many smash shotguns that people had. The Marvel knockout tournaments were extremely fun, and we, as in my cousin, brother, and I, went out to win the Ghost Rider skin, which is one of the best accomplishments that I've ever had in this game. And the mythic superpowers were fun to play with. Me and my cousin grinded so much of this season that both of us went out to get 220, which was the max level for all the holofoil edit styles. But here's a big downfall. Looking at the screen right now, does it really feel like Fortnite? And this right here is when I think Fortnite started to lose its personality a little, when they tried bringing in more mainstream things to the game, in which this season was solely the purpose of that. And that's where a lot of people just don't dig it. But even me as a Marvel fan, don't think that this is the way to go. But the Galactus event, like during the end of the season, hey, that was probably one of the best events that we've ever had. They always knock it out with their events in Chapter 2 lately. But anyways, with that being said, I just want to say that I had super fun time with this season, made some memories of it too, and thank you Chapter 2 Season 4 for that. This doesn't come to a surprise for most people, but Chapter 2 Season 2 is the best season this chapter, hands down, and for good reason. It followed its spy theme super well, giving also, in my opinion, one of, if not, the best battle pass ever. All of these skins had actual character to them, giving us options to choose between Ghost and Shadow. And it has absolutely fun POIs, fun mythics. While a lot of people would say they weren't great for competitive, but personally, I didn't really care that much as long as it was fun. The loot pool was top tier. Option between Scar or Og, option between Pump or Tac, but this time the Tac was actually good to have, with all rarities hitting over 140 to the head. The Travis Scott event was amazing, even after the recent incident. I remember playing up to 3 a.m. grinding for these levels in Team Rebel, listening to music and vibing. Just great times. I wish they would revert Team Rebel back to the way it was. There's so much to talk about, but it's pretty clear that this season just takes the cake. So Chapter 2, Season 2, thank you for being the best time of my Chapter 2 experience. So that is it. That is all the Chapter 2 seasons ranked. And now this chapter wasn't even that bad. A lot of people are probably going to be blinded by nostalgia saying, oh, Chapter 1 was way better than Chapter 2, in which I do agree Chapter 1 was definitely better than Chapter 2, but if you think about it, there are some things in Chapter 2 over those span of 2 years that I would have never imagined being in this game. And that's all going to be it for today. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing, and have a great day everyone. This is probably going to be uploaded on Thanksgiving Day, and so have a great Thanksgiving if you do celebrate it. And that's going to be it, and have a good day. And I said that already, so peace.